Hello, this is the Business Edition with me, Alice Baxter. A wave of anti-immigrant attacks have taken hold in South Africa, and Nigeria is now being affected on home soil. I'll bring you an interview with the country's outgoing agricultural minister, who's also being endorsed by the president-elect to stand for leadership of the African Development Bank. South African soldiers and police have conducted a series of raids in an effort to curb attacks on foreign nationals and the looting of shops in the country. Many of those affected are Nigerian economic migrants. At least 7 people have been killed and some 5,000 have been left homeless since the xenophobic violence began. Employees at the South African telecoms firms in Nigeria, MTN, have been protesting against the attacks. Well, earlier, I took the opportunity to ask Nigeria's agriculture minister about what the countries are doing to try to stem the anger in both South Africa and Nigeria.
It's quite unfortunate, and I'm sure that all the leaders are actually working very hard to make sure that this issue gets addressed very quickly. And I'm sure it's nothing to do with both countries. I mean, these are very friendly countries, partner countries. You know, just a few elements within those places doing it doesn't mean that it's the 2 countries that are doing that. And so I'm sure that, you know, the presidents are talking about it and the ministers of foreign affairs are trying to work it out. But let's not forget a number of issues that are happening in Africa today is that we have a lot of countries, almost 29 countries in Africa, that are actually in fragile states. And you see elements of that fragility in different places. You know, a lot of poverty, a lot of joblessness, and the fact that you have a lot of inequity or inequality, and you have a lot of big oceans of poor people surrounding concentrated islands of wealth. And this is something that actually sparks quite a lot of this fragility. Africans should be at home in every part of Africa. You know, nations are where we are born and cities are where we are living, but Africa is our home. And so we ought to be able to work part of Africa. I think labor mobility is very important. Security of people when they work in different countries is very important. When we talk about building a big, prosperous, inclusive Africa with shared prosperity, we've got to be able to have mobility all across countries.
And of course, this Pan-African viewpoint feeds into your current challenge, which is the fight to be elected as the next president of the African Development Bank. You've recently been endorsed for that post by the president-elect, General Muhammadu Buhari of Nigeria. Does that excite you?
It's just the outcome of the kind of elections we had in Nigeria. You had a president that actually considered election before it really was all counted, you know, which shows that, you know, very committed to democratic principles and institution building. But you have an incoming president as also a Democrat who has actually, you know, looked at the democratic space and 4 times and fought for that. Nigerians have voted. You know, the president said their voice is going to count, is counted. Look, I always tell people, we are all Nigerians, and it's working very, very well.
You represent Nigeria among the 8 candidates. Nigeria is the largest economy in Africa, but it's an economy in bad shape, according to many. And the recent election that we saw in your country was really fought on 2 fronts, the economic issue and the security issue, Boko Haram. The President, General Buhari, who won that election, he won it because in many people's views, he's a military man. Many thought that he is the best man to fight Boko Haram. But where do you think he stands on the economic front? Do you put your support behind him in that race?
Well, you know, I mean, we got a president-elect coming in, and all Nigerians are going to rally behind him. I can tell you that. It's almost as if you have a football match. A team goes out, a team comes in, but there's only one country, Nigeria, playing at all times. I'm just coming in from the World Bank, you know, our IMF spring meetings in Washington. We had a outgoing economic management team, some of the members, and the incoming, you know, economic management team. We were there in all meetings. They told us how they have never seen this in any country in the world. That is how smooth this transition is in Nigeria. And I think the leadership being shown by the president and the leadership being shown by General Buhari and this team is going to make sure that we have this smooth, very seamless transition. When it comes to the issue of security, absolutely, we all have to continue to fight on Boko Haram. I think, you know, the current president has done, you know, very well in terms of push the best he can. I'm sure the new administration is also going to get on that particular issue. You cannot have peace and prosperity in Africa if you have fragile economies. You cannot integrate fragile states. And that's why I think, even for Africa more generally, that you need to have a lot more work on peace building, nation building, making sure that you have resilient states.
Dr. Akinwumi Adesina there, the Nigerian Minister of Agriculture, talking to me a little bit earlier.